The Maldives will soon offer visitors vaccinations on arrival as part of its three-pronged initiative aimed at reviving the country's hard-hit travel sector, according to its tourism minister. They're calling it the 3V strategy, which encourages tourists to visit, vaccinate, and vacation, and will provide a more convenient way to visit the country, according to Abdullah Mossoon, who is the Minister of Tourism. All right, joining us to discuss this further is public policy analyst Ugo Aliogo. Ugo, let's start with, before we get to the policy of tourism in the Maldives, which I wouldn't mind visiting for tourism. Why is this decision to take away, I guess, not require email for UTME registration? What's the science behind that?
Rutus, I don't think we should be talking about that now.
Okay.
For JAMB.
Okay.
You know, you did your programs abroad, your university programs abroad.
I did. I was fortunate enough to do
that. Yeah, you were fortunate to do programs abroad.
I'm not
there's GRE, and then there's SAT, there's TOEFL. In all of these
SATs, I took the SATs and TOEFL, yeah.
And then there's in all of these exams, there's no concern, there's no issue about email, hacking, scamming. The focus has always been on improving the standards. I think this period we are for JAMB, I think more focus should be on how to improve the standard of the exam.
Okay.
Quite frankly, it has gone into internet because it has been onboarded into electronic platform. There's always issue of infiltration of the platform year in, year out.
That's JAMB.
That's JAMB.
Right.
Year in, year out, there's been infiltration of the platform year in, year out. I think the focus now should be on how they can build strong firewall protections for their internet servers and then for their website.
So I guess it's security that they're using as a reason. Is that why they're taking away the email? I mean, I know you don't have the patience for that, but just for people to know, they're claiming it's security.
Yes, they're claiming it's security,
okay,
but to provide the security of the candidates.
All right.
But I think the focus more should be on how to improve the structure of the exams. I think how to improve the standard and ensure that it becomes one of the best.
Right.
You know, I think the focus now should not be on hacking. There are international sites, there are international startups that can host strong firewall protections for JAMB.
Okay.
I think much of the focus should be on how to build the standard and improve the standard of the exam instead of having this issue of removing email, hackers.
That is odd. I mean, remove an email. I mean, everybody uses email. So
it shows there's no transparency, there's no credibility in the whole process. And then if you are onboarding into internet, if you're onboarding into the online platform, the digital platform, you're not doing it effectively. And then if you're doing it effectively, you don't have strong firewall protection. Even in America, there is still issue of infiltration of their online platform.
Yeah,
but there are strong firewall protection. There are sites in America that can host JAMB websites, host it effectively, and build strong firewall protection for them. And that will not be an issue. The focus will now be on how to improve the structure of the exam. It's not at this stage we should be talking about this. It makes no sense.
I understand.
Because since 2009, that was when I wrote my first JAMB, since 2009 till now, there have been issue of infiltrating of JAMB website. Year in, year out, there have been different ways of, why can't this thing be resolved once and for all?
Some would say that the reason why certain issues are not addressed is because the funding that is provided to solve them is being siphoned. Well, what would you make of that argument? If a problem continues to happen year after year and they're just not solving it, maybe people just don't want it to be solved. So is it a corruption issue, is what I'm asking? It's a multifaceted issue. Okay. It's a multifaceted issue. Now, what is the quality of your education system to start with? That's in Nigeria. Yes. So it could be better. It needs improvement. So the quality of education system is not to write home about. It has left too much to be desired. Right. So if these problems are coming, they are an offshoot of the larger problem facing the system. Correct. Okay. I'm with you. A few days ago, I watched a footage on Arise where they showed some schools in the north. These buildings were dilapidated. We'll have issue of out-of-school children. 12.5 million out-of-school children in Nigeria. Right. It's the 7th anniversary of the Chibok girls. And they were taken from schools. No security, and then there's issue of kidnapping of school children. The system is bad. The education system in Nigeria has left too much to be desired. How many times do you see politicians, when they are doing their political campaign or electionary campaign, talking on how they can improve the issue of education in Nigeria? Well, that's a good point. So you have a system where the education system is bad, and then what do you expect? As far as the outputs, right?
So what do you expect? So you expect JAMB to be super.
Right, exactly.
You expect the exam bodies to be super. These things are offshoots of the larger body.
So what's the solution? Funding? Is more funding? How do you fix the system? It has to be money. If the buildings are dilapidated, the outputs, the people have said a lot about the type of graduates that are applying for jobs. Most can't construct sentences well, so on and so forth. So is the answer more money?
Not just money. Let's start with the basics. There needs to be an emergency in the education system.
If we call emergencies for Nigeria, there will be emergencies every. Have you seen inflation figures?
Yes, I've seen inflation.
So we have a food emergency in Nigeria.
Now, what I'm saying emergencies, we have to start from the basic. We have to retrain our graduates from the curriculum. Yes. We have to deviate from what the curriculum says. We have to train our graduates from just learning the basics to meeting industry requirements. We have to build their competence in that area.
Oh, fine, I agree with that. Now, the quality of the education. Well, okay. First of all, let me even start with the curriculum. The curriculum will have to be completely remixed, revamped.
Yes. The curriculum has to be completely revamped.
Okay.
To meet industry requirements. We are still theoretical. We are still theory-driven. And then the curriculum is still the ancient curriculum. It's still the old curriculum. We'll have to bring in new curriculum. Where do we want to develop our young people? That's to start with.
Right.
Education,
youth unemployment is very high.
The knowledge sector is a key driver in any economy. Go to developed societies. They build their education system to meet industry requirements. So, is our education system, is it meeting industry requirements?
Right.
The graduates who are churning out, are they meeting industry requirements? What's the quality of development going to that sector? How much are we doing to develop that sector?
Gotcha. I understand. I get what you're saying. It's a serious issue.
So it's a multifaceted approach. It's a multifaceted approach in the sense that we have to retrain to meet which area do we want to compete.
Right.
Where is the world trending to?
It's digital. It's technology. That's what the world is. AI.
That's where the world is trending to.
Right.
In how many of our universities do our curriculums we are still using blackboards?
Right.
We're still using chalk. We're still using the old system where many universities abroad are using digital processes to drive learning, to drive teaching, and to facilitate the process of the education sector.
And you now need a strong broadband infrastructure, internet and so on,
yes,
in order to drive it. That's now, Nigeria, the Communications Commission, the Ministry of
and then you now have to deviate from being theoretical to being practical oriented.
Right. Okay, we got a minute to go. Shall we talk about the Maldives to lighten up because this is a very this is a very, what do you make of but you're a public policy and what do you make of the policy of vaccinations upon arrival to boost the tourism sector in the Maldives? Does that make sense?
Well, when the COVID-19, when we had the issue of the lockdown last year, the tourism sector globally lost a lot of revenue.
Yes.
Not just across Africa, but across the world. And then now we'll have a vaccine. That's like a lifeline. Right. To say, if you have this virus, you take this vaccine, it's going to give you immunity. I think it's a step for them. And then for people who come there for holidays and everything, it's going to really help to boost tourism. And then it's going to restore confidence and then restore revenue in the tourism market of Maldives.
Ugo Aliogo, public policy analyst, always very spirited, always having you on the program. Really appreciate you giving us your thoughts there on JAMB and what needs to be done in Nigeria's education sector.